For this video lesson, Arithmetic Sequences series, we are to get the following: illustrations, common difference, and finding the nth term. So let's start. So do you still remember these pictures? Naalala pa ba ang mga pictures na to? Oo naman, ginamit to last time. So, tingnan nga natin ang A at B. Tingnan natin ang picture A at B. So, ikumpara daw at alamin ang pagkakaparehas nila. Alamin ang pagkakaparehas nila. Do the same thing for picture C and D. Ano yung pagkakaparehas? Ano yung similarity? So for A and B, ang expected na sagot sa inyo ay i-add or ipa-plus daw yung mga difference. What about for C? Nagmo-multiply naman daw to get the next terms. Okay? So, yun yung mga examples ng illustrations for sequences. Now, let's have another type of example. What if this time numbers are enumerated? You have 2, 5, and 8. So, ano bang pwedeng mangyari dito? Dapat nakita nyo na 2 plus another number is equal to 5. Then, 5 plus another number is equal to 8. Ano kaya yung mga numbers na dyan? So, for the first two numbers, yes, that's 3. Now, for the second pair, that is also 3. Now, may tawag tayo dyan sa 3 na yan. At ano yung tawag natin na yun? Common difference. Common difference. Or in symbol, yung small letter D. Okay. Kailangan ba palagi ganun ang pag-iisip? Kumaga, ano yung ina-add para makuha yung second term? Doon sa second term naman, ano yung ina-add para makuha? Hindi. Pwedeng ganito na lang ang isipin. 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. Saan nakita yon? Yun, yung magkasunod. So, yung second term minus the first term will also yield D. Okay? Or the common difference. Let's look at the next pair of numbers. 8 minus 5. Oh, that's also equal to 3. Saan nakuha yon? Yung third minus the second term. Pag parehas siyang dalawa na yan, that is already a sequence. That is already a sequence. Anong type ng sequence? Let's deal with that later. So, another example will be 139. 139. Let's do the same. 3 minus 1, that's 2. 9 minus 3 is 6. Naku, hindi parehas. So, sequence kaya siya o hindi? Tingnan natin. Pero, tingnan natin to. 3 divided by 1 is equal to 3. 9 divided by 3 is also equal to 3. Doon naman sila nag-i-equal. So, ganun pa rin. Yung magkasunod pa rin. Second divided by the first, then third divided by the second. Pag yun naman na naging parehas, it's also another type of sequence. And those are what we call, for the first one, arithmetic. For the second one, it's geometric. So that's how you differentiate. That's how you differentiate the two. Okay? So, given any sequence, if you are to classify kung arithmetic siya or non-arithmetic. Pag daw arithmetic, isosolve natin yung D. So, let's try. 5, 10, 15. Pag may dot, 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 ibig sabihin, tuloy-tuloy pa yon. May last term kaya yon? Meron kaya? Wala. Walang last term. Di natin alam kasi nga tuloy-tuloy siya. Pero, so, anong tanong? Arithmetic ba siya o hindi? Okay, some of you might got it correctly. It's arithmetic. But how do you prove that? So let's solve for the difference. Again, second minus first, third minus second. Pag meron pang binigay na numbers or terms dun sa sequence, ituloy-tuloy lang kasi kailangan lahat sila pare-parehas. So 10 minus 5, then 15 minus 10. Both of those two will be equal to 5. So, that's an arithmetic. At since tutuloy-tuloy siya as signified by these three dots or what you call ellipses, it's what you call an infinite sequence. Infinite. Ibig sabihin, wala siyang last term. Tuloy-tuloy lang siya. Okay. For the second example, you have 100, 80, and 60. Tuloy-tuloy din. So, ibig sabihin, infinite din siya. Pero hindi. Ang gusto natin malaman, arithmetic ba siya o hindi? It's also arithmetic. How do you prove that? 80 minus 100, then 60 minus 80, and both of which will result to negative 20. Baka ang gawin nyo 100 minus 80 or 80 minus 60 ha, mali yun. Palaging second minus the first, third minus the second. Pabaliktad palagi yung pagmaminus. What about example number 3? Do you think it's arithmetic or non-arithmetic? Try solving. The answer is non-arithmetic. Bakit? Kasi 10 minus 5 is 5. Pero 20 minus 10, that's 10. 40 minus 20, that's 20. So, hindi pare-parehas. Hindi siya arithmetic. What about in number 4? So, subtract ulit. 1.5 minus 1, 2 minus 1.5, 2.5 minus 2. Lahat ba yun kailangan gawin? Oo, kasi kailangan lahat ma-check natin kung pare-pareha sila. And since, yes, this is arithmetic because ang mga sagot doon sa ginawa natin kanina ay lahat 0.5. At since nagtatapos ito or merong hangganan, merong last term, at pag tinanong ano yung last term, yun yung 2.5. Ang tawag sa kanya ay isang finite sequence. Okay. So, for an arithmetic sequence, it has terms that are determined by adding a common difference. So, ang isang arithmetic sequence daw may mga terms. Siyempre, sequence nga eh. At nalalaman daw yung mga terms nun by adding a common difference. Okay? So, for each sequence, solve for D. What about 500, 400, 300? Okay, so 400 minus 500, negative 100. 300 minus 400 equals negative 100. Since pareho sila na negative 100, yun yung D natin. So, do not forget to review your integer operation. What about this one? Yung kanina, magkakasunod yung terms. Ito, hindi. So, masasolve pa rin ba natin ang D? Oo naman. Ang tanong lang, alin kaya ang A sub M, alin ang A sub N? Kasi kailangan na natin gamitin yung formula natin dito. Okay, yung pinag-aralan natin doon sa isa pang video lesson. Okay, tandaan natin that M should be greater than N. M should be greater than N. So, tingnan natin yung mga subscript. So, you have A sub 1, A sub 4, which is higher, 4. So, ito magiging C, A sub M. Ito magiging C, A sub N. Okay. What then are the values of M and N? Ang M at N ay nakukuha lang sa mga subscripts. So, M will be 4, while N should be 1. Now, let's recall the formula. Let's recall the formula and substitute everything you know. Go. And that will result to 6 equals negative 9 plus quantity 4 minus 1 times D. So, alam natin na grouping symbol muna. So, magiging 3D. Then, yung mga variable nasa right side. Yung lahat ng walang variable nasa left side. Whenever you transpose a term, you change the sign. That will result to 6 plus 9 equals 3D. Kahit wala na yung positive doon. Then, divide both sides by 3. And that will result to D equals 5. Tandaan natin yan ha. Bakit? Kasi may isa pang equation for D. Pero actually, na-derive lang to from the original equation. Pero baka mas madalian kayong gamitin. So, anyway. So, ang kailangan nyo daw sa D na to, A sub M pa rin, A sub N, and then the subscript M minus N. Tandaan, whenever you assign M, that should be greater than N. So, for the first example, alin daw yung M or A sub M? Yung A sub 1 ba o yung A sub 4? Alright, that should be A sub 4. And this will take A sub N. Bakit? Kasi importante na naman na ma-identify nyo yung values ng M at saka N. In this case, 4 and then 1. Saan nga ulit nang galing ito? Dito sa mga subscripts. So, substituting to the equation, A sub M will be the value of A sub 4. A sub N will be the value of A sub 1. M should be the subscript 4 and N should be 1. That is how you will solve for the value of D. So 6 minus negative 9. Alam natin na pag nagma-minus, we change this to plus and we change the sign of the subtrahend. Then all over 4 minus 1. That will yield 15 over 3 or 5, which is actually the same as the previous solution. So whichever you prefer, doon kayo. So what about for 3? Again, which is m, which is a sub m, which is a sub n. Higher m. Ano kaya? Okay, so 8, a sub 8 should be m, a sub 5 should be a sub n. What then are the respective values for m and n? M should be, okay, and n should be, okay, 8 and 5 respectively. Substituting, you will have, so 0 minus 12 all over 8 minus 5. 0 minus 12 is negative 12 all over 3 or simply negative 4. Magkaiba ng sign, nagdi-divide, kaya negative. Last example. Decide again which is a sub m and which is a sub n. Okay. What then are the values of m and n? M and n. So m should be and n should be, okay, 10 and 2 respectively. Substituting to the formula, unahin muna daw yung a sub m. So 1 minus negative 7 all over 10 minus 2. Again, magiging plus, then change the sign. So magiging 1 plus 7 or simply 8 divided by 8 or 1. Continuing. This time, okay, so you're given a problem which reads, find the 10th term of 12, 17, 22, dot. Now, you're given the facts, or you are to identify the facts. A sub 1. Ano nga ulit ng a sub 1? Yes, that's the first term. So, what's the first term of the sequence? Okay, that is 12. Kailangan mo kasi yun sa pagsusolve eh. Kailangan mo yun ma-identify. What about D? What is D? Sige, maalala nyo rin yan, paano nyo ginagawa. Kagaya rin ng mga ginawa natin sa mga unang-unang examples. So, okay, so that's 5. And where did we get that? That came from 12, that came from 17 minus 12. Okay, so that should be 5. Now, ano pa kaya yung isang given dito sa problem na to na dapat nakikita nyo? Okay, that is the 10th term. Paano ba sinusulat si 10th term? So that should be written as a sub 10. At yun yung hinahanap. Bakit natin alam? Kasi nga sabi, find the 10th term. So siya yung unknown. Meron pa kayo dapat nakukuhang data dyan. Ano kaya yon? So, okay, tingnan natin ulit yung formula. Ano kaya yung kulang dito? You now have your a sub 10, a sub 1. Alin kaya yung maa-assign na m or a sub m? M being greater than n. Okay, so ito yung a sub m, ito yung a sub n. What then is the value of m and n? So m should be the subscript of this one. So ano yun? 10. And then n should be the subscript of this one. Okay, 1. Substituting everything we know to this formula, you will have a sub 10 equals 12 plus quantity 10 minus 1 times 5. So solving first, ano daw? Okay, 10 minus 1. That will yield 9. So 12 plus 9 times 5. Ano muna ang susunod? 9 times 5. So 12 plus 45, that's 57. So the 10th term is 57. The 10th term is 57. Okay, let's do number 2. Do the same, but this time, okay. So you have 90. How do you call 90? Yes, that's the first term. What about the 15th term? How do you write that? 15th term. Okay, so yun yung mga importante yung nakikita nyo on your own because nobody will be asking you the questions I'm asking right now. So, dapat na-identify nyo na yun sa sarili nyo. Okay? So, ano na yung pwede nating i-label ngayon kay 15? Tingnan nyo na naman ulit ito. Ang tanong na naman dyan, M at N. Sino yung A sub M? Sino yung A sub N? Dapat M is greater than N. So, how then do you call 15? Being greater than 1. Alright, that's M. Kung M si 15, ano ngayon ang value ni N? Okay, that is 1. Ano pa kaya yung isang nawawala? Ano pa kaya yung isang nawawala? Kasi 5 dapat yan eh. 4 pa lang. Missing pa yung isa. Ibig sabihin siya yung isa-solve. Alright, that is D. Paano kaya nakuha yung negative 10 na D? Okay, that came from 80 minus 90. And substituting, you will have, then solving again, unahin yung nasa grouping symbol. That's 14 times negative 10. Negative 140 plus 90, negative 15. That is the 15th term. Now, what about for problem number 3? So you're asked for the 15th term. And this time, you're given not the sequence, but two terms of the sequence. Kasi kanina, madaling makita yung D eh. Nagma-minus lang. Dito, hindi pa. Kasi magkahiwalay. So, paano natin makukuha yung D? Ito yung gagamitin natin na equation. Kagaya ng ginawa natin kanina na nag-solve tayo ng D. So, alin na naman ulit si M at saka si N. Mas mataas si M. So, M should be 5. What about N? 3. Now, substitute these values to this formula. You will have 42 being A sub M, and then minus 30 being A sub N, all over 5 minus 3. That will yield 12 divided by 2 or simply 6. Now, ano pa kaya yung isang information dito na hindi pa natin nagagamit or kailangan napansin natin? Yes, being the 15th term. And how do we write that? A sub 15. So we are after A sub 15. You only you have the data M equals 5, N equals 3, D equals 6, and either of these two, pwede. So, 15, gamitin muna natin si A sub 3. So, you will have A sub 15 equals A sub 3 plus 15, or quantity 15 minus 3 times 6. Gawin muna itong or substitute muna kung alin pa yung pwede. We have a value for A sub 3, which is 30. Okay, 15 minus 3 is 12. Multiply to 6, that is 72 plus 30, that's 102. A sub 15 daw is 102. Now, ang ginamit natin to solve for A sub 15 dito is A sub 3. Pwede kayang gamitin si A sub 5. Let's try. So, A sub 5. So, magiging 15 minus 5 ito. And then 6 pa rin. Then, we know what A sub 5 is. That is 42. Then, 15 minus 5 is 10. Then, times 6. 60 plus 42. Yes, we will come up with the same answer, which is 102. Okay, last. What if you're given, find the 20th term if, okay, again, identify which is A sub M, which is A sub N. M should be greater than N. So what's the value of M? What's the value of N? M should be, okay, 10. What about N? Okay, 7. So in this case, we have to solve for D. Substituting to this formula, you will have, ano ba daw yung A sub M? Okay, mas malaki ito, kaya, okay. So, 24 minus 45 all over 10 minus 7. 24 minus 45 is negative 21, while 10 minus 7 is 3. So, negative 21 divided by 3, that is negative 7. So, the value of D is negative 7. Ano pa yung isa na data na nandito sa problem na hindi pa natin na gagamit? Kay A sub 20. So we now solve for a sub 20. So pwede na, as nakita natin dun sa number 3 example, pwedeng isa lang sa kanila ang gamitin. Oo, isa na lang. Huwag na nating pahabain pa. So you will have a sub 20 equals, okay, a sub 7 plus 20 minus 7. These are the subscripts. These are the subscripts. Then saan nakuha yung negative 7? That's the value of D. Now, a sub 7, do we know the value of a sub 7? Yes, that's 45. Okay, so a sub 20 equals 45 plus 13 times negative 7. 13 times negative 7. So 45 plus negative 91, and that will yield negative 46. So the value of the 20th term is negative 46. I guess that's it. Thank you.